The Apple Watch has been a massive success for Apple over the years, even accounting for a huge 60% of the global smartwatch revenue last year, but there's a pretty big problem. It seems like the innovation for the Apple Watch is slowing down rapidly, with the new Series 8 model being essentially identical to the Series 7 except for two minor features, and the new S8 chip is just a rebranded S7, which was already just a rebranded S6. But thankfully, I've been digging through all of Apple's interesting Apple Watch patents, and it looks like they've got some really innovative changes coming to the Apple Watch, ones that you probably didn't even know were possible, but they are, so let's dig right into it. Here's the first one, showing off that Apple invented a new laser-based rotation sensor for the digital crown for greater rotational accuracy and more, which right now with the regular Apple Watch, when you spin it really fast, it skips some of the actuations or sensing of the spin. So this would essentially fix that issue, as you can see right here with the current digital crown. Here's the next one, talking about micro LED displays coming to Apple's devices, including the Apple Watch, which I believe it makes sense for it to come to the Apple Watch first because it has basically the smallest display out of any Apple device, so it's going to be the cheapest and easiest to do, and then it'll make its way to the other Apple products like the iPhone later on. Now this right here is a really cool patent. Apple invented a system where the actual band is gonna have NFC modules, just like the Apple MagSafe wallet that's connected with NFC. So when you put it on the back of the iPhone, it pops up and it shows that it's connected. Imagine you put on an Apple Watch band and your UI and apps, or basically your watch face, changes to the color of the band that you buy. But this patent right here absolutely takes the cake. This is unbelievable, but check this out. There's gonna be a new fabric watch band which has an electrochromic feature that allows users to set 3 colors and 3 band zones. So you can see right here on your watch, you're gonna choose different colors, and literally your watch band will change color to match your face. Not the other way around, but the actual band itself will be able to change colors. I don't know how this is possible. Apparently they have all these filaments that are inside of the layers of fabric kind of interwoven, and they can change color. But even crazier, Apple invented a smart metal and fabric health and communications band for the Apple Watch, and maybe even a future mixed reality headset, where you can see there's electrodes and conductive paths within the actual Apple Watch band itself. So that means there's circuitry flowing through it, and it is going to be able to do certain specific things, which I'm going to show you in more of these patents. As you can see right here, here's a patent for a future Apple Watch band that includes batteries. Yes, batteries inside of the band itself, which could extend the battery life of the Apple Watch or power more actual features for the watch itself. Even crazier, here's a patent where they show you disconnecting the band and literally plugging it into a MacBook to recharge the band or your actual Apple Watch, or maybe even share files, apparently. And they even mentioned adding Touch ID to the display, and I'm gonna get back to that in a minute because there are more patents talking about that. But first, let's talk about more of the band features. This patent right here blows my mind. Apple won a patent for a watch band with an adjustable fit system for casual and sports use and keeping health sensors in position. This band will be able to automatically adjust the tightness of a band without active user input. So literally, you put on the loose band and it tightens up to match your wrist perfectly. And then this invention is something that matches the tensioning band, where you'll basically have a confirmation screen where it'll show if it's locked or tightened. And now here's another one that says the Apple Watch could support Face ID and have specific sports performance analysis via in-band sensors, which you can see capacitive sensors right here on the inside of the band. Not only that, but you have these EMG sensors basically built into the band, measuring different sports analytics. And apparently they even patented using those sensors, the EMG sensors within it, to detect the actual hand gestures that you do. So if you move it to one side, it can detect that by basically measuring your muscle strain right here in your wrist, knowing exactly what you're doing. And this could probably even be used for the VR headset or something else. And the really cool thing in this patent image is that it shows the new band contacts for connectors. So you can see all these little pins along the side or the edge of the Apple Watch band, and you can see the actual Apple Watch has all of these connectors. You slide it in, boom, it's connected, and that is how I can imagine it working with all of the built-in batteries, all of the sensors, everything that's built into the Apple Watch. And then here's another one that shows the smart fabric patent from Apple, showing how health sensors could be integrated into the band itself. So you could see that there could be skin-facing sensors, blood oxygen, heart rate. And this is even crazier right here. You can use your Apple Watch to basically scan the band that you have, which will have some sort of ID element on the band itself, and then it'll know which features your band will support within your actual Apple Watch. And this patent kind of says the same thing, but it goes even deeper, where you have your Apple Watch sensors that connect to the Apple Watch band sensors. So if you go down to this image, you can see that you'll have another sort of sensor module built into the band itself. So that way you have both of them working at the same time, and it'll carry all the signals and data through those conductors or electrical wiring over to the Apple Watch. So for example, right here, you can see multi-pixel PVDF strain capacitive gap sensors embedded in or around the back portion, basically giving you more accurate measurements or even new features potentially. And then this right here is a banger. Apple filed for a patent showing a new blood pressure monitoring system that includes a liquid-filled sensor. Now this right here is absolutely amazing because you see the module that's on the other side of the watch. So you have your Apple Watch on the top, and right where your wrist is, where you have very thin skin and arteries, it could actually measure your blood pressure directly through that. And the coolest part about this is that Apple can sell you the new Apple Watch, let's say it's the Series 9, and then they sell a specialty band for those who want to constantly measure their blood pressure without having to constantly put on that thing that measures the pressure, everything else. You could just buy this band for extra money instead of a regular band, and there you go, you have it automated. And Apple can do so many different things with this idea of having specific bands for specific features that you can unlock. And one of those, I believe, is gonna be the blood glucose monitoring system, which Apple's been working on for many, many years, since 2015, and now they have a breakthrough in terms of the light that is used, special photonics that is very powerful, and it could help them actually measure the blood glucose levels in your system. And I think they'll integrate it in the same way where they have another secondary module that will be attached on it, sold separately, so that way people who don't care about it, they don't need to pay for it. The people who do care about it buy the special band for extra money. That's a genius solution. And now let's get into the Touch ID patent that I mentioned earlier. Check this out. They patented a new beamforming technology where you will have Touch ID on the display, and not just a specific spot, the entire display shaded in yellow. Literally put your finger anywhere on that section of your Apple Watch, and there you go. You can integrate Touch ID. Even better, they apparently have Palm ID biometrics for the Apple Watch. So you literally just put your palm above your Apple Watch, and somehow it'll be able to scan your palm and know that it's you. That just sounds mind-blowing, but apparently, look at these patents. These are directly from Apple. They can scan all of your biometrics right on your Apple Watch and say, "Welcome, Bob." And this patent right here is a genius idea, a future Apple Watch that could literally detach from the band so you can charge the Apple Watch while the band continues to stay on your wrist to track biometrics. Now you might ask, why in the world would you want your band to stay on? Well, sleep tracking, which doesn't use that much power. That way, you could still charge your Apple Watch while you're sleeping and you don't have a heavy watch on, you just have a band that's comfortable to sleep with, and that way every single night you're tracking your sleep. Because right now, many people complain that they have to charge it and they don't want to do that because it dies in the morning and they have to leave. This is the perfect solution. Even crazier, it's mentioning the Apple Watch having a built-in camera in a unique band system where you can detach your Apple Watch, set it up on a table, and just like you see here, take a photo of yourself using your Apple Watch's camera. And I know you're probably thinking, a camera on an Apple Watch? That sounds insane. Well, take a look at this. Apple is working on it. You can see basically a camera within your Apple Watch with Face ID and FaceTime, taking videos and much more built into a future Apple Watch. Now, I have no idea when this is gonna come, but apparently right here, you can stick a camera right on your Apple Watch, and Apple is working on it right now. So as you can see, that was a lot of patents, and here is the general idea from all of them. These patents prove where Apple's mind is headed. Their mind is headed towards having new bands that work electronically, actually having conductors and electrical paths that connect to the Apple Watch itself to enable new features like automatic tensioning and new health sensors, maybe blood glucose, blood pressure. That is where Apple is going to sell you more products with your Apple Watch, which is a great idea. And of course, they have the whole Touch ID, Face ID ideas, and micro LED displays. So no, the innovation is not over for the Apple Watch. They are still going, and we might even see some of these patents later this year with the Apple Watch Series 9. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below, and definitely subscribe for more videos and check out one of those two right over there. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.